Hey guys, let's take a look at Newark Earthworks in Ohio, built at least 1500 years ago. It's very intriguing to look at these mounds because they look like simple piles of dirt from the ground, but these were not created to be looked at by humans at all. To really see how they look, you have to see them from the sky. This is the aerial video of the Octagon Earthworks in Newark. As you go up in the air, suddenly these simple piles of dirt start to make a perfect circle. As I rotate the camera, watch how these mounds are built to create an incredibly large circle. We can see the angle of curvature continuing perfectly all around except in one small place. Does this mean the mound builders made a mistake? No, this was deliberately created to connect the circle with the octagon on the other side so the entire structure would look like this. Now we can see how the circle has been created with a large entrance using these two mounds. On the other side of these two connecting mounds, there is an octagon created with 8 separate mounds. Between the sides of the octagon, there are openings which once upon a time may have had gates. Why was such a large structure created? This circle and octagonal structure, which are now jointly known as Octagon Earthworks, is a massive 3,000 feet long. Archaeologists initially thought that Newark Earthworks were forts, but today they agree that these are not forts and serve no practical purpose. From the ground, they look like large fields with mounds on the side, and you cannot even see any geometric shape, but it was not designed to be seen from the ground at all. It was designed to be seen from the sky. Who could have seen these structures from the sky 1500 years ago? My camera is flying at 1,000 feet above the ground, and you can see that even at that height, it cannot get the circle and the octagon together. This means that it was not even meant to be seen by low-flying aircrafts, but can be seen from miles away above the ground. But it gets much better. This structure is just a small part of a gigantic 3,000 acres of mound enclosures that once existed and covered a huge area. Imagine 3,000 acres of complex geometric design. It would be so massive that it can be seen even from outer space. Why were these structures designed to be seen from outer space? Who else can see it from such distance 1500 years ago other than extraterrestrials? Remember, when these mounds were created, the builders removed all the trees both inside the enclosures and anywhere near them. Today, we can see that trees are obstructing our view of these mounds, but the so-called primitive mound builders made sure that the gods can see these shapes clearly from outer space. Were the thousands and thousands of trees cleared simply to be seen from the sky, or were they removed for a specific purpose? Archaeologists agree that these enclosures served no practical purpose like farming or forts. If they were created to be seen by the gods, were they also created to be used by the gods themselves? Today, the only reason we create such vast, empty flat fields are for flying machines like spacecrafts and aircrafts. Were these giant flat fields also created for alien aircrafts? If this is true, shouldn't there be at least some record of such extraterrestrial flying machines in Native American culture? Let's take a look at a Native American tribe called the Hopi. According to their mythology, their gods came from a different planet using a large oval flying shield called Patuvota. Their legends talk about multiple gods landing on Earth using Patuvota and helping Native Americans on different occasions. Could this Patuvota be a real flying device? Even today, Native Americans believe that this is not mythology, but recorded history. To give you an example of how convinced they are about these flying devices, Thomas Banyakia, a native Hopi, delivered a speech to the United Nations. In this speech, he said, quote, "The people invented many machines and conveniences of high technology, some of which have not yet been seen in this age." End of quote. Now, if such flying objects were in fact seen by Hopi people, shouldn't they also have seen extraterrestrials coming out of these aircrafts? According to Hopi culture, these aircrafts were used by a celestial race called the Kachina. Even today, they create dolls of Kachinas to commemorate them. Notice the suit that completely covers the body and a distinctly sturdy helmet. It is almost impossible not to be reminded of an astronaut. The truth is, almost every Native American tribe has legends about their gods landing on Earth, not to mention ancient flying devices carved around the world. Did celestial beings arrive and land on Newark Earthworks? What else could be the purpose of these colossal flat fields constructed with painstaking efforts? Here's another gigantic mound called the Great Circle, which is a mile away from the Octagon Earthworks. Again, from the ground, it just looks like a pile of dirt, but from the air, it looks like a perfect circle, completely closed all around except for a large entrance on one side. If you ignore the trees and just focus on the mounds, you can see that it is a remarkably well-built structure that looks like a giant keyhole from the air. This circle covers an area of over 750,000 feet of land. Again, it is impossible to get the entire view from even 1,000 feet above the ground, but it would be a great view from a much higher altitude. The strange thing about this great circle is that it is not only perfect for a flying device to land, but it also seems like an alien flying saucer landed here. If you look at the inside of the circumference, a circular ditch has been created all around. From the air, it looks like this circular ditch has been created by a large UFO that landed here. This may be hard to visualize, so imagine that this is a flying saucer ready to land on Earth. Inside this object, you can see the edges are a little elevated, so if it lands on Earth, you can see a ditch created exactly like what we see in Newark. Archaeologists and historians are still baffled as to why this circular ditch was created. Is it possible that it was created by a large alien aircraft? If these are not extraterrestrial landing strips, what else could be the reason to create complex geometric shapes that can be only seen from the air? By the way, there is one more secret about the mound builders. They were giants who were more than 8 feet tall, but that's another video. So what do you think? Were Newark Earthworks built for extraterrestrial landing? Please let me know your opinion in the comment section. Also, I'm finding a lot of intriguing stuff like this, so please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and talk to you soon.